It was a pretty good response. It didn't come off as like pleading or begging for an apology, and it didn't come off as being like, fuck you, I'm not apologizing. It came off as just a genuine explanation for why she tweeted what she did. So, you guys know how I never miss? Like, I predict something, and it happens all the time, just never missing? Well, recently, ContraPoints put out a tweet that got her into a little bit of hot water. The tweet basically, it's deleted now and I can't find it, but the tweet basically, it basically said that she can't understand Zoomer queer people because they have, like, a lot of contradictory opinions, like, you can be an asexual slut who loves sex, or, you can be trans without being trans, or being heterosexual doesn't make you any less gay, things like that. And I explained that what she probably meant by that was that a lot of more progressive, radical, young LGBT people tend to have really radical positions that older LGBT people don't understand because they seem counterintuitive to the general consensus in the LGBT community back when they were more radical and activist leaning. And that was what I thought she probably meant by that tweet. Okay, I didn't think it was some like turfy, true scum, like anti-non-binary people, anti-asexual. I didn't think it was anything like that. And sure enough, ContraPoints put out a statement just yesterday clarifying her position on that tweet, and I think I was completely right. I've only read a bit of it so far, but I'm pretty sure I totally called exactly what she meant by that. So let's read it. Oh god, so look, last night, it's true, I admit it, I confess it all, I started discourse. I wasn't trying to, but that's irrelevant now. It's too late to go back. And now, as the discourse starter, I'm feeling pangs of responsibility to at least try to leave things better than I found them. This isn't me defending myself, because first, who fucking gives a shit? Second, the best defense is always to ignore it, and I know that, I am not a fucking idiot. Third, I don't need to defend myself anyway, because at this point, there's nothing you can do to hurt me. Try though you may, you absolute goblins. No. I planted the seed, and this is simply my attempt to nurture the crop to harvest. Does that make sense? No? Great. We got a good start here. The discourse about Gen Z queer people online saying things like I'm a horny asexual who loves to fuck, and casual reminder that heterosexuality doesn't make your gayness any less valid, and my claim that these statements are hard to figure out. Note, I'm not saying they aren't valid. I've never been big on deciding what is valid. If you're a horny asexual who loves to fuck, by all means continue, with my maternal blessing. But surely you see that, to most people, the statement, I'm a horny asexual who loves to fuck, is at face value very confusing, contradictory, and in so many words, hard to figure out. Sometimes I get the sense that people say these things in part because they enjoy the provocation of the seeming contradiction, but maybe I'm wrong. Just to be safe, I'm going to use my platform to explore these seemingly contradictory statements might in fact make sense. One thing I see a lot of people saying is that asexuality means lack of sexual attraction rather than no libido, meaning that asexual people might still desire sex, even absent of any specific object-oriented attraction. If that seems counterintuitive, consider that people often have sex for reasons other than sexual attraction, to feel attractive, to sustain a marriage, for money, etc., and that sex might still be enjoyable. I myself have had sex with people I wasn't attracted to and occasionally even enjoyed it. It's fine. I'm fine. For another example, sometimes straight people have gay sex just to get off. It's a thing, so it makes sense that that some people who never experience sexual attraction still might enjoy having sex, and in such a case, they could aptly be described as horny asexuals who love to fuck. I have a master's in philosophy. I don't know if I buy the heterosexual people who have gay sex just for fun thing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe that, okay? There are not heterosexual people having gay sex for fun, okay? Like, it's not a thing. I'm sorry. I'm disavowing your straightness. Okay, you are gay if you do that. All right, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you should engage with it. Part 2. The gay heterosexuals. Gay describes a sexual orientation, but it also describes a community and culture. So, to pick the most charitable example I can think of, some straight trans people continue to identify as gay because they remain deeply connected to the gay or lesbian community they belong to pre-transition. I think this is fine and valid, though again, at face value, when you say I'm straight now, but still gay, it sounds like you're describing some kind of sexual identity quantum superposition. I feel like a twinge of irritation, probably because I feel that this kind of fluidity is not available to gay trans people. I suspect, for example, the community would be irritated at me if I identified as both a lesbian woman and a heterosexual transvestite, but I guess I should have thought of that before being an autogonophilic menace to society. That is clearly sarcasm. God, I'm depressed. Watching in horror as I type this out. Where's my jewel? Look, you can call me a very old boomer. That's fair. A very old boomer MILF. I'm so glad I MILF-pilled ContraPoints. That was all me, by the way. I MILF-pilled ContraPoints. Of course, it's not just Gen Z that uses a cryptic, provocative discourse style. I originally started ContraPoints partially out of frustration that millennial SJW activists were attempting to communicate basically true and important ideas in an extremely inarticulate, irrational, sloganeering, dogmatic, no I will not elaborate on that, and if you disagree, you're the enemy, rhetorical mode that was off-putting to almost everyone. I always wanted to be understood, to explain myself clearly and patiently to people who just genuinely didn't get it. And now that Gen Z is leading online discourse, I find myself irritated by the same rhetorical trends that used to bother me in millennials. But now I sound old when I complain about it. Fuck. You know, I'd say it's a pretty good, damn good response. At first I was kind of like, she didn't have to respond. Come on, Contra, you don't have to respond to this. This is the dumbest fucking drama ever. Don't, Contra, don't! But then I read this, and I gotta say, it was a pretty good response. It didn't come off as, like, pleading or begging for an apology, and it didn't come off as being like, fuck you, I'm not apologizing. It came off as just a genuine explanation for why she tweeted what she did. A, more contextful, like, reiteration of what the tweet meant. And frankly, I like that, because, you know, it was clear that when she made that tweet, she wasn't just trying to be provocative or trying to start discourse. She was genuinely trying to exclaim that sometimes a lot of Gen Z LGBT people's positions and slogans tend to be very counterintuitive, especially to the average person who is looking from the outside. And I'm glad that she elaborated here, because I think this is way, way, way more agreeable than the original tweet was. But, to be fair, that's Twitter. Twitter doesn't allow you to add a lot of context to what you want to tweet. There's a character limit. It encourages people to just see the hot take or just to tweet the hot take and quote tweet it and comment and spread it around and try to start discourse over it. That's the way that Twitter works. But I do think it's nice that I ended up being completely correct about what she meant by that tweet. And I am also glad that she, she is still MILF-pilled. I'm glad my continued MILF-pilling of ContraPoints has worked out. In fact, I'm going to tweet just that. Amazing. Hey, don't make fun of the way I type. Don't make fun of the way I type. Don't do it. Stop it. Xana's evolved from hunting MILFs to creating MILFs. I make them now. I manufacture MILFs, okay? I'm a MILF manufacturer, okay? I manufacture crystal MILF. Jesser, where's the crystal MILF? Where's the cocainer? Alright, guys. Do we want to watch this, this other thing that Sherry sent me? Let's do it. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, ring the goddamn bell icon so YouTube actually tells you when I upload a new video or go live. And, of course, follow my social media link down below, especially my Discord server and my Twitter. Twitter's where all the spicy memes happen, obviously, as you can tell. And of course, if you've got any extra money, you don't need it for anything else, and you don't know what to do with it, you can always donate to me on my website, xanderhall.com/live, by subscribing, gifting a sub, donating. You can do the same on YouTube as well as Twitch, or directly through Streamlabs or through Patreon. No matter how you support my channel, though, whether it be a donation, a like, or a comment, or even a subscription, thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.